70% of the UK's water is naturally hard and contains dissolved calcium and other minerals which clog boilers, pipework and water systems, causing damage, compromising output and costing money. As water is heated, these minerals revert back to their solid state and become calcium carbonate or limescale. This accumulates over time, silting up boilers, narrowing or blocking pipes, slowing water flow or stopping it altogether. The results are higher fuel costs, reduced efficiency and a fertile breeding ground for bacteria.
So when you're in a hard water area, and about in the UK, perhaps 70% of the UK is in hard water areas, limescale can build up. We see this in our domestic appliances and kettles, for example. But the same in big heating systems when you're moving a lot of water around to heat a building like this. Limescale can build up quite quickly, and as it builds up, it can block the pipes, and without really knowing it, the efficiency of the system can be reduced quite a bit. And that means you're not getting as much output in terms of heat for the energy you're putting in, and that's wasting the energy.
But where does hard water come from, and how does it lead to limescale? As rain falls, it absorbs CO2 from the atmosphere to create carbonic acid. When it then comes into contact with limestone or chalk, it causes particles to dissolve, creating calcium bicarbonate and forming hard water. The calcium bicarbonate remains in a dissolved state until the water is heated, whereupon it releases the carbon dioxide, reverting the calcium back to its carbonate state by precipitating hard ionically charged crystals, which become attracted to the closest surface exhibiting an opposite ionic charge, typically the pipe wall or heater element. In this way, the crystals form together to produce scale deposits. In moderately hard water areas, it can take just 2 years for 6 millimeters of limescale to accumulate on pipework or heat exchangers, reducing heat transfer capacity by as much as 40%. Billions are wasted every year through limescale buildup. Not only does this lower efficiency, but it increases running costs, meaning much higher energy bills and a shorter lifespan of capital equipment. The traditional method of treating limescale with chemicals is flawed for several reasons. It reduces the drinking water quality, can be corrosive to the system, and leads to environmental contamination. It is also expensive. In 1989, Scale Watcher, a method of treating hard water scaling, was patented by Dutchman Jan de Bart Dolman and further developed and improved by ETC engineers and branded Enigma. It did not involve the use of magnets, chemicals, acids, or expensive softening equipment. This revolutionary technology produces a complex modulating frequency waveform matching the resonant frequency of the dissolved bicarbonate ions, thereby giving them sufficient energy to release the carbon dioxide and break their bond with the water molecules. The effects of variable sound waves on water can be seen in the traditional model of the Tibetan singing bowl. The variable frequency observed here agitates the water molecules, creating sufficient energy to cause the premature precipitation of the calcium, which then seeds onto other ions naturally occurring in the water. This ensures the calcium passes harmlessly through the system as inert crystals instead of building scale in pipes, water heaters and other water-fed components. By effecting subtle changes to the water, Enigma removes existing limescale, as well as preventing the formation of new deposits.
Because traditionally chemicals are used to deal with this, there is no advice given by Carbon Trust, Energy Savings Trust, Building Research Establishment, to anybody about what they should do about hard water. This is a tragedy really, because once you open the door, it will have a massive effect on sustainability. It reduces energy, reduces water consumption, certainly reduces the use of chemicals, but more importantly, things break prematurely because of scale. We've all done it with an iron or a shower, washing machine. Somebody has to get all those raw materials together somewhere in the world, which are depleting at a rapid rate, and create a replacement item and transport it from the other side of the world, the impact on the environment is huge. And it just frustrates me that there is no encouragement to do something about it. Maybe it's because chemicals were the only way, and that would cause a big problem for the water companies. But that isn't the case anymore. For 25 years, we've proved it.
The Enigma is comprised of two components. The electronic unit attaches to the wall and is connected to the signal cable, which wraps around the pipe feeding the system to be treated. A range of units are available to cover pipes of any material and size, from 8mm to 1250mm. The application of a descaler involves no cutting or extra plumbing, but is simply applied by wrapping the signal cable around the outside of the pipe to form a coil. The scale watcher technology was originally pioneered by ETC in 1989, and the company won the What's New in Industry Award for services to British industry a year later. ETC was subsequently granted the RIBA Journal 100% Detail Innovation Award for Best Product. Since then, Enigma has been successfully installed in a wide variety of industry, government and commercial applications to help maintain maximum efficiency in water heating and cooling systems.
Traditionally, companies have used pretty harsh chemicals to try and dissolve limescale to get their water systems working efficiently. Actually, the system in this building doesn't use harsh chemicals. It is effective, and I think it's something that should be used more widely.
We had inherent problems with our clarifiers that was on the building being in a hard water area. Consequently, we looked at the scale watcher product. It really seemed to fit the bill, so we had that installed on our boosted water systems, and the results have been remarkable. When we opened the vessel up for inspection, we found it was completely clean, no scale build-up whatsoever. When we used to strip the clarifier out, it could be a day, 2 days, possibly even a week. Now it's stripped down, back running within a 4-hour period. So it puts less load on the boilers, we get better transfer, we get better supply air. It's more streamlined rather than being sporadic. The chillers are working less. So overall, the whole thing is much improved. Without a doubt, I would recommend the Scale Watcher Enigma to other systems and other people looking after engineering services within buildings.
Small businesses like hotels and restaurants are also benefiting from this revolutionary form of water conditioning. Curbing scale can substantially lower fuel bills, as well as save money on plumbing, maintenance and repair costs.
If you have untreated water in a hard water environment, the scale is colossal. Water treatment is a major issue for a building of this size. It's 7 stories, built in 1890, so everything that comes with that in a building of this age is all inherent. And to treat the water, we need to do something fundamental. The big option was to put in a duplex water softening system. The hotel had one, and it had fallen into disrepair. I looked at resurrecting that. A lot of work, a lot of money, and I then went to an exhibition and I saw the ETC system, did some history work on it to see if it would work for us, and yes, it does. We know from the lack of scale across plate heat exchangers, etc., whereas before they were getting scaled up very quickly, we don't have that problem now. And when we take the buffer vessels and the hot water storage tanks apart, we'll be able to see the fruits of our labours. Over a year, we can see the savings, we can see the water consumptions, and then we can see what we're using with our gas on utilities. So it works all round.
Keeping scale under control doesn't just save money, it is also vital from a health point of view. In the same way that scale causes gum disease in the mouth, it can also provide a deadly breeding ground for bacteria like Legionella pneumophila, responsible for causing Legionnaire's disease. By insulating the heat exchanger, scale prevents successful heat transmission, which can mean the water fails to reach the necessary 60 degrees to become pasteurized and kill off these dangerous bacteria. From St Paul's Cathedral to the Gherkin, from the Royal Navy to St Thomas's Hospital, ETC is helping more and more companies, organisations and institutions to conserve energy and save money.
looking for a solution to descaling, and I made contact with ETC. Came up, did a survey for us, and the thing that struck me was that it was almost fail-safe in that we could place an order with them, and there was a warranty period of 12 months. But if it didn't work after 12 months and there was no proof that it was working, they would take it back into stock and only charge for the delivery and installation. We installed a section of copper pipe work within the building that we were descaling, and after 12 months we took that out to see what the condition was inside, and it was completely clear of scale. So on that basis we rolled out the use of the Scale Watcher across many of our sites. We're not completely there yet. As and when we replace calorifiers within our hot water systems, then we install a Scale Watcher to ensure that they stay in pristine condition. We're completely satisfied that our calorifiers are being protected from scale build-up.
I think there are two benefits really. The first is that if you can have your water systems running efficiently, you don't have to use so much energy to heat that water. The waters flow more effectively, so you're not putting as much carbon into the atmosphere, so that's important. Also, of course, it saves money. We all worry about energy bills. That's true of big companies, true of us as householders. And if you have an efficient water heating system, not using as much energy to heat your water, you're saving money as well.
But it is not just about saving money and protecting vital equipment. With the increase in carbon emissions and global warming, we must try ever harder to conserve energy output and minimise heat loss, both at home and at work. The Enigma frequency modulator is a simple yet highly effective way to help achieve this.
This form of water treatment lowers the necessity for these chemicals in the closed-loop systems. For a homeowner, this makes quite a big difference to their bills because they wouldn't have to replace their appliances quite so often. In the leisure sector, for example, where there are large swimming pools and lots of other kit, in the hospitality sector, where you have restaurants, hotels, also in manufacturing, food and drinks processes, etc. All of these sectors have got huge amounts of water systems in them that involve closed-loop water systems. And in these sectors especially, I see a huge benefit and a place right up front for these systems.